Yeah, investing is a great thing, right? You want your money to grow. That's why you invest.
Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about the basics of investing, novice investing. A lot of people always are looking at different ways to invest, so we're going to talk about that. And by the end of this video, you should have some great information on, how to start, where to start, and what to invest in. So today I'm joined by Nick. And Nick, one of the things that, we get questions a lot about are, why do I need to invest?
Yeah, investing is a great thing, right? You want your money to grow. That's why you invest. But before we even talk about investing, if you're new to the investing game, you want to think about a couple other items that you want to take care of before you start investing. Any high interest debt you might have, you'd probably want to knock that out, something 10% or more. Just because if you pay that off, that's an automatic 10% right there. The other thing is saving, right? If you don't have an emergency saving built up already, you want to make sure that you have 3 to 6 months of expenses there for you in a liquid, safe, maybe checking high yield savings account where you're earning somewhere between 2 and 5%, but it'll be there for any type of emergency. Mm-hmm. But once you have those couple of things knocked out and you have some extra money ready to invest, you're really trying to have that money grow for you to meet your goals.
Yeah, and you bring up an interesting point, Nick. We talk about emergency fund, we talk about investing, and maybe you could help me understand, because I think, if I don't have an emergency fund and I do want to start saving, I want to pay down debt, how do I prioritize?
Yeah, the big thing is make sure you have that savings account, right? That's probably priority number one, because if something happens, you lose your job, or, you just need money fast, you don't want to go into that investment account to get that money. Right. Because with your investment account, you are going to have risk within that account. So you may start with $1,000 in that account. You're invested in the stock market. The stock market takes a turn. If you need the money, if you need $1,000, you might only have $600 or so in that account, right?
Yeah.
So you probably want to prioritize your savings account first. Make sure there's money in a liquid, safe account that won't go down with the stock market. Yep. So it's there when you need it. And then once that's established, move on to your investing, have that money grow for longer term goals.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it comes down to, what you just said is goals, because, we talk to a lot of different people, and, they're so eager to get investing, right, but yet they're not at that point of investing, right? Yeah. So I guess it's, just having that goal of paying down the debt, being patient, paying into a savings account, having that discipline of no debt, have savings, and then we can talk about investing.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. So how do I invest, and where do I invest? Like, what do I do?
Well, it's tricky. It's confusing. There's a lot of options out there for you, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different assets that you can potentially put your money into and have that appreciate. And you think about stocks, right? You're buying equity in a company. You could have bonds, right? You're giving a loan to corporations, governments, in exchange for your money back at the end of the bond and interest along the way. Mm-hmm. You can get into a little bit more advanced things like REITs, other pooled investments, mutual funds, index funds or ETFs that will track, an index. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of options out there, and you bring up a good point. How do I choose what's the best thing to pick?
Yep. Okay. We're going to talk about Bitcoin.
We could talk about Bitcoin a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk the risk return scale, right? So Bitcoin is definitely up there on the risk side. Other stocks, more established companies, a little bit lower on the risk side. Mm-hmm. And then as you go down, you might have, more established companies for stocks. You might get into bonds, which you're going to get your money back. Mm-hmm. So you kind of go further down the risk reward scale like that.
Got it. So once I sort of figure out, how I'm going to do it and where, I guess, what do you do to, what should I put my money then in? Like, what am I going to invest in?
Yeah, and we get that question a lot, right? What should I invest in? And we get that question from a lot of people in a lot of age ranges, from 20, 30-year-old to 60, 65, approaching retirement. And for us, it's really two main things, and both dealing with risk, right? What's your risk tolerance as a person? When we talk about risk tolerance, we talk about your psychological willingness to accept risk and volatility in your portfolio. And we also talk about risk capacity, which is more so, how much time do I have until I need this money, and can I financially accept losses in my portfolio before I get to that end time horizon.
Right.
A lot of the conversations focus around time horizon as well.
Okay.
Right.
It's interesting because sometimes people will ask me, about risk, and what is risk? What does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is your fluctuation.
Yeah.
Right. Risk can go both ways. You can have, if you're invested in a stock, the company can do very well, and you can see the value of your investment go up a lot. That same company, something could happen within the company, and your investment takes a dive. Right. So some investments will have, risk that will take you on the higher end of that, money you're making scale, and that same company would most likely bring you to the lower lows. Right.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we can expand on that risk a little bit, because we're going to talk about when should I start, right? Now, I will tell you that I've never had anybody come into my office and say, I saved too much money, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's an interesting thing to sort of, preface the question by saying, when do I start? But a lot of the times, I think people may be trying to, time when they start, meaning like, there's a presidential election, or, now we're dealing with tariffs, or, there's always, events taking place. And I think, maybe we can talk a little about when do I start as it relates to some of those items with, and I'll call them risks, right? There's different types of risks.
Yeah. So especially today, there's a lot of news, a lot of noise coming in, and that is making the stock market fluctuate a lot more than normal, right? We're seeing a lot of volatility. So there are strategies, right? If you're looking to invest right now, there are strategies where you can kind of mitigate that risk for yourself. One of those is dollar cost averaging, right?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, right. It's a great strategy.
Yeah.
If you have a set amount of money, say you have $12,000 sitting in your high yield savings account, and you say, hey, I have my emergency savings, pay down all my debt, here's my $12,000. What do I do? How do I get this into the market, right? Well, the nice thing is, if you want to go just right into the market, you have options. We have those index funds we talked about before. So say you want to take on a little bit more risk, just go right into the S&P 500. You can buy an index fund or an ETF that will track that fund. So there's two options with your $12,000, right? You can throw it all into the market right now, all right into that S&P 500, or you can dollar cost average. And the way you do that is you take your $12,000, and just to keep it easy, we can say each month for the rest of the year, I want to invest a set amount into the S&P 500. So that's how you do it. You break up your $12,000. Each month you invest $1,000 into the S&P. And by doing that, you're buying the S&P at different prices. So the S&P will fluctuate every day, right? It'll go up, it'll go down. And depending on what day of the month you're investing, you could catch the market at a down point, at which your $1,000 is buying you more shares. Or you could catch it on an up point, and you're buying less shares. But the ultimate goal is to kind of lower your average cost rather than putting your $12,000 all in that one price.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So that's pretty neat, because I think, a lot of people do dollar cost average without even knowing it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we're saving in an IRA or 401k or an investment account, and we're systematically putting in that same amount of money every month, I'm automatically dollar cost averaging, right?
Right.
So, it's pretty cool, because most people are doing it, they don't even realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I in the scenario that you just brought up, where I was saying, do I invest today, or do I wait till, something's, ending, right? But there's always something out there. So by systematically putting that $12,000, $1,000 a month, right? I'm buying more shares when the market's low, and I'm buying less shares when the market is high. And, over time, I'm going to have a better average price per share and have more shares because I was buying more when it was on sale, and less when. That's great. I think that's a great advice for people that are looking to, when do I exactly get into the market?
Yeah.
Right? So how much should I save? What is the amount that I should be saving?
Yeah, it's all based on you and your ability to save and your ability to invest. There's different places that you can invest your money. You have your retirement account, and I like how you brought that up, right? Because a lot of people, basically everyone, will have a 401k plan at their job, or if not, they have an IRA account that you can set up on your own and save for retirement, right? So if you have money set up where you're contributing to a retirement account, you're already automatically investing. Now, if you can identify some of your other goals, maybe you want to, save up for a house 10 years in advance, or, maybe a vacation in the short term. You identify those goals, find out how much you need to have in those accounts, and choose an investment allocation appropriately, right, or accordingly. Asset allocation is a big topic that we speak with our clients about. And I don't know, Paul, if you want to talk a little bit about, the asset allocation that we kind of, recommend for some folks based on, the conversations we have.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think, and, so when we talk about investing, it's asset allocation is always important, right? Because we really want to define somebody's risk, as you've talked about. And, depending on how we allocate that money, some investments are going to have more risk, some investments are going to have less risk, and it's really that mix that's ultimately going to, control and define, the characteristics of that investment account from a risk and return standpoint. So, super important. You don't want all of your eggs in one basket. We always hear of that. The one thing that I do want to emphasize as we're talking about the basics of investing is, the concept of paying yourself first, right? So we go to work, we get a paycheck, right? Obviously, there's certain things that are deductions and taxes and maybe benefits. But after that, we have bills that we need to pay. And, when I first started out, we always used to have the concept of, making a budget. And the first line item on that budget was myself, right? And how much am I going to pay myself every month?
Right.
And, going back to investing, that's really where it comes from, is paying yourself first so that you can have a nest egg later down the road, whether it comes from your retirement savings or, those non-retirement savings.
Yeah. I like that. I like paying yourself first, right? Sometimes we forget that we're not robots, right? We're not just here to save, invest, keep our money growing forever. But it's about, paying yourself first, but also, making sure you're ready to enjoy that down the line. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's been a great conversation, Nick. Just to sum it up, why we invest, right? We want to invest so that we have, more monies, down the road to help support our life. Right. How do I invest, right? There's lots of different ways out there that we can invest, lots of different things that we can invest in. Starting sooner than later is always, like I said, I've never had or met somebody that said saved too much money. So, starting sooner is always a big advantage than waiting line. And, how much should I save? I think comes down to, paying yourself first and not seeing what's left, but, starting off with yourself to make sure that you make a commitment to saving, paying down debt, and investing. Yeah. So, start early, stay consistent, let compound interest do its thing. Yep. Awesome. Thanks for the talk today, Nick. Yeah, this was awesome. Awesome. Thank you.